Hi, this is David Saville. Are you living in the past? 11 days ago, I left paid employment. So, for the first time in my life, I don't have a 40 to 50 hour commute or job to go to, and which means I get to create my days for the first time ever. See, for particularly the past few years, I've been coaching as well as working an office job. And that's meant that every spare moment has been filled with learning, with training, with coaching, with becoming better at what I do, with helping people, with writing something, recording videos, whatever it is that I'm doing. I would grab every spare minute I could. I also spend time with my family. Weekends have been for my girlfriend. I'd block those out because that was precious to me. But apart from that, every other spare moment was taken up. And when I was driving in my car, that was a time to practice things, to coach someone on the phone. I would do sometimes while driving. It's a time to create and get ideas flowing about what I'm going to do next. Every minute of every day was filled. And even though while I was doing my job, it was still buzzing through my head. So my mind had to race all the time. That's how I lived for so long, particularly the past year and a half, when I cranked it up exponentially. Now, 11 days ago, I left that paid employment so I could be a coach full time. And yet, my mind is still racing. I still feel like I've got no time. I've got an extra 50 hours a week, essentially. And yet, I still feel like it's not enough. I've got nowhere near enough time to do everything I want to do. My days are full from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed. I mean, when I was working, I would be getting up at 6 a.m. roughly and going to bed sometimes at 1 a.m. for a lot of days. So that's a very, 5 hours sleep. And even then, I kept waking up with my mind racing with something. Now I get slightly longer sleep, 6 to 7 hours. But my mind's still busy, it's still racing. Now, my coach John calls it escape the city mindset. Although I've left the job, my mind is still there. I'm still boxed in to that place. And that means that my thought processes and my feelings are still connected to that because it's still so new and I haven't released it yet. Now, in the past week, I have coached 5 new people I wouldn't have been able to coach because I'd have been working during those hours. Now, as well as helping those 5 people, or 3 of them, they each had a busy mind. Their minds was racing, and for each one, I gave an exercise to do to help clear that busy mind. Because creating space up here enables you to create, enables you to do so much more, to de-stress, and just to be able to do things that you would never be able to do whilst your mind is racing. You have to clear space to be able to fill it with something new, something creative, something better. So I gave them each this exercise. Now, the exercise is this. If you want to do it, if you have a busy mind, this is a great one. My friend Noam reminded me of this last week when I saw him. It's essentially you just block out 15 to 20 minutes a day. And you sit in silence with your eyes closed and you just follow your thoughts. So whatever comes up, you follow it. You don't try and change it. You don't try and block it. You don't try and direct it in any particular way. You just, whatever comes up, you follow it. And you follow your thoughts wherever they may lead. Now, the way it works is if you imagine, they say we get about 30,000 thoughts a day. Now, that's a lot of thoughts. And if you don't allow time to process all those thoughts, it becomes like a traffic jam up here. You're racing around. It's like you're stuck in traffic, bibbing your horn, trying to get ahead, but you can't because it's jammed. There's too much going on. So what this does, it allows all the traffic of your mind to start going on off the slip roads, the off ramps, to clear the motorway, to clear the freeway. So it's nice and open. And you can just flow and you can drive and you can be clear. You could be in the countryside driving and just allowing yourself to be as you should be, in flow. Now, it's interesting. After I gave the third person this exercise, it finally clicked. I'm actually talking to myself as well because obviously I've had this racing mindset, this thought of not enough time. And so for me, from today, I'm putting that practice in because I know how valuable that is. I'm going to follow my thoughts and allow them to process, start to it connects the dots, and it's something that's very important to me so that I can then free myself of that city mindset and move forward with my new created life, however, whatever it works out to be. So with that, I've got a question for you, two questions really. Where are you living in the past? And what are you going to do to let that go? Now please comment below or message me directly at david@davidsaville.co.uk. See you soon.